Welcome everyone to the Vermin sermon. Today is our 30th episode, and for that reason, we're gonna have two very special guests, Cam and CJ, StraightUpHippo and CraptasticJack,
The
respectively.
fucking boys.
And
Yeah.
so
Special ed type.
Div, your voice soothes
sir.
me. It soothes
ignoring
me.
that and
Make
moving
my
straight to the
loins
first
quiver.
topic.
Oh.
Fast and Furious Crossroads just came out, and I don't know a whole lot about it. But CJ and Saul, I know you guys played it.
I wasn't
so
even done, bro.
take me
It's
away.
like, you know, when a mom's talking to a baby and the baby's crying. But you're like,
Yes.
"Rush." It's like that.
Yes.
Genuinely.
You got baby.
Well, I'm done. I'll let you. I want to stop grading the show.
All right. Honestly, I'd rather have this conversation than one about Fast and Furious Crossroads.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh.
Let's just avoid that.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
God.
it's quite a game.
Oh, really? I
Not
thought it was
to,
a newspaper.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna
yeah?
on my fucking channel. But think Payback and think how like scripted and like on rails that game kind of felt, and then make it more on rails than scripted.
I agree.
Making more.
Sounds ideal.
I think a key. Okay, here's a key. This is like a key moment of me playing that game to kind of describe what I mean is, I was being chased, and we were driving through a warehouse, and the enemies formed a roadblock on one area, but there is a jump right to the left that goes through a window that you're supposed to take. But I got there too quick, so the game only spawned it in right in front of me. So I crashed into the roadblock, and as I crashed into the roadblock, the game forced me to the right and forced me out the window.
Right.
I
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Even I didn't
That's
see that.
that's $50 quality right there. Triple
Yeah.
A.
And also, I was doing some digging around, and turns out some guy who beat the game. Well, Karoo finished it in 4 hours. And then he immediately speed ran it. But no, I was reading on the forums. All the cutscenes are unskippable. There is about 2 hours and 30 minutes worth of cutscenes, if I remember correctly,
Oh, yeah.
and an hour and 10 minutes worth of gameplay.
I noticed
That's
that. I noticed that you can skip the cutscenes, but you have to have gone past it already and like restart the game or something.
Oh,
really?
gosh.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
have
it
a
doesn't-
problem with
they
all the
don't want you
cutscenes,
to-
be honest, because it's a movie game. So like that
Yeah.
doesn't bother me too much. It's just the fact there's no gameplay that I think that bothers me.
Yeah.
My problem is that
Yeah.
that game exists. My
But
problem
what was
is
everyone
that
else
that
expecting? The
exists.
game was gonna be shit.
Yeah,
I know
True.
it's gonna be shit, but at least they could have made it
It's
skippable
gonna
because
be
the
a
wooden.
meeting pile of
I mean,
abortion.
the acting is really wooden and just like cancerous, and like Dom, his shoulders look.
But what
fucked,
else
like,
did you expect from a
Yeah,
Fast
no,
and
no, no.
Furious game?
If
You
you
expect
I
buy,
know
good
if you
acting,
buy
what are
that
you
game,
talking
if
about?
you actually pay real
Yeah, I
money
know
for
what you
that
mean.
game and don't
Yeah.
refund it and play it, I hope
Yeah.
you know that you should be sacrificed. That's what you're worth. You
Okay.
You can't think through that purchase that I'm gonna get a shit game. It's already been shown to me from trailers that it's gonna be shit. Like I've seen what it looks like shit, and then you still get it and expect something
Oh,
worthwhile.
I mean, like, I bet.
I literally set a timer. On my phone, like to stop me.
yes.
I
Oh,
bet some
God.
people decided to buy it just to, the whole "it's so bad that it's good" factor. But I don't even know if it
Oh,
quite
yeah.
reaches that status.
It's
Nah.
not.
Oh, to be fair,
feels like
YouTube
it-
videos, dog. Get that shit.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
It's fun for
The
a
thing
fucking chuckle, knowing that you're gonna refund it and get your money back. It's fun for a fucking chuckle, but like other than
Yeah,
that,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
The thing is, it feels like if Super Street Devs had about a few more pounds, that's it. Literally, like the map and everything. It's not.
Oh,
it's just. I only like 1 and 2 parts of it. Like there's a raceway in the EV car, which was pretty cool. Like I did kind of like the atmosphere and everything. But
Where did you
everything
buy
was,
it?
like, no, I didn't. I didn't buy it.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Don't worry about it. All you
Don't
need
worry
to know
about
is it sounds like we're getting
You acquired
piss in
it.
our mouths. As racing game fans with Crossroads and Super Street and Heat to a degree, we're getting piss in our mouths, boys. We're getting
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
scammed.
it's
Let's
not
put it grim.
Honestly, I just
That's
bought
it.
it just because I was bored. But yeah, it could have. I'm just happy that at least it worked and wasn't like running like shit. At least that was the only other decent thing about it. It didn't have any weird crashes or anything like that. But that could have probably
Oh.
saved
Okay,
me
it's a
from wasting time
stable
playing it.
product, but
Yeah,
it's not a
that-
good
yeah,
product.
that's what
as
it
is.
it's not
Oh,
stable for
mate.
me. Game ran like fucking dog ass for me. Like,
Well, CJ, okay, he might debunk that. It might run like dog shit and just be dog shit. And oh yeah, pain.
but no, like the cutscenes were all laggy, and there was literally a point, and it's actually in my video that I'm uploading later tonight at 11 o'clock a.m. There's a part in my video where like I pause, like if for some reason before every new level the game pauses automatically for some reason, but then I continued the cutscene, but the cutscene like was out of sync. The audio was out of sync with the actual cutscene.
That's fucking scuff.
Oh.
And then it just froze. And then
That's
it,
good.
and then it closed, and then it popped up with a little thing that says, "Please send development feedback to the developers."
What do you mean?
And then what if I email
Oh my
address?
gosh.
What if I name an email? Like,
What? Spam me with emails about Fast and Furious Crossroads.
Jesus fucking Christ! That's
I need
You got
updates on
CJ,
DLC.
the fact that I really hope under all circumstances you've already refunded or are gonna refund it, because holy fuck, this is like a nightmare.
I already
And you-
refunded it and bought Microsoft Flight
Okay,
Simulator.
boys, we
Good,
win, boys.
good.
Boys, we
Hey,
win.
there you go.
Boys, we win. We win.
It's literally gonna be like Super Street the game, where I bought the game, refunded it, made a video, got 50,000 views, and I made like $50. I literally
Hey.
profited off of Super Street.
YouTube ranks, boys. What the
That's
fuck
how
do
you
you
do it.
mean? Boy, all you boys listening, that's YouTube ranks.
Hmm.
Go get a shit game, slam a bunch of videos out for it, refund it, bang, easy. Just keep
Well,
doing that.
typically, because I play a lot of shitty games, typically I'll actually keep the game as like, a badge of honor. Because typically what will happen a lot of the time is that
badge
You ain't getting millions of views. What are you talking about?
Oi,
Badge of
what's
honor?
no. What
CJ, that's a battle
will
scar.
happen? Yeah, battle scores. What will happen a lot of the time is like the game gets taken off of Steam, and I'm like one of the only people who have it.
Oh,
Okay, I have this.
one out of like
Yeah,
three.
no,
But if it's
CJ,
$50, no way, no
CJ,
fucking
you
way.
could do a revisited series. Oh, this game got taken off.
Yeah, where are they
Revisited.
now?
This piece of
Where are
shit.
they now?
Give me more
Shitty
views,
game.
baby.
Mhm.
Oh, it's easy. It's clicks and views.
Hey, my channel's in the algorithm now, so
It's expensive
anything.
shit.
True.
To be fair, that's pretty good. I was gonna say, what was the cheapest? What was the most expensive shitty game that you bought? Like the ones that you've been playing on YouTube.
Need for Speed.
Oh,
Heat.
there's-
You're just gonna guess. I'm just kidding.
For me, there's this game. It was called. You know what it was called? It was called Street Racing.
Just
and it was
Street
Just
Racing.
street racing.
Yeah, and it was a
Oh.
Russian game, and it cost me $20. And
Thinking
it
about
was, and literally what it was a city with buildings you could drive through, with cars taken off like a 3D modeling store, where if you looked inside the grill, you could see inside the entire car.
fuck. Oi, boys. On this note of the 30th anniversary of Vermin Sermon, I'm gonna
Yeah.
finally fucking never talk about Heat. I'll just touch it off like this. Heat is like that girl you match with. She's cool for the time being. She's a good fucking root mate. You know, you get it in, and then you're done with her like really quickly. That's what Heat is. That's Heat. You're done with her really quickly. It's like, okay, next one, chop chop, move on. Get over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last thing I'll ever say about Heat. You will never hear me
Let's
talk about that
go.
game on the Vermin
Let's
Sermon.
go.
I'm
Uh,
gonna say sequel, and then
it's,
I will
uh,
call
Analogy.
EA. I will send C4 to EA's office.
Okay.
Use this in
Let's
my.
not put that out there. It's a little unfortunate you said that, because the next topic we're going to talk about was the new Need for Speed Alpha allegedly got leaked. That's going to be a bit hard, isn't it? Isn't it now?
Fuck
Not
away,
mentioning Heat ever
Daddy.
again.
Oh. Oh.
All right, after this episode. Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah. This is the last
This is
episode.
the last
30,
episode.
That's when I'm kicking it. I'm going straight, boys. I'm not addicted to Need for Speed Heat anymore.
Gotcha.
Addicted.
Gotcha.
Need for
All right.
Speed Anonymous.
I was
Well-
about to say that literally.
Speaking of-
fuck sakes.
The Need for Speed Alpha getting leaked. So there's a lot of stuff. A lot of that you can get it from a couple different YouTubers that had the footage. A lot of I'll mention this one thing
Wait, who's
quickly.
verified
Some
it?
people.
Oh no, not verified. Who's made videos on it? The YouTubers, just for like, the audience.
LPNO
Black
5,
Panther,
Black
LPNO 5,
Kuru,
some others.
yeah, I think there's some other languages. Yeah,
Anyways,
Start to
in any case,
international boys.
I'm gonna
LPM
mention
was the
really
original.
quickly that some people think that it's actually an alpha for Need for Speed Heat that was leaked
Oh.
instead, and then they modified around with the dates and stuff like that. I don't know anything about game
Do we have
development.
any,
so who
like-
knows?
No,
Do we
because
have
if it was
any
the alpha
word?
for Heat, they would have had payback plates, the names
Oh,
of the games
true.
on.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
they
aren't
had-
actually
they had-
decided till like way
character-
later on.
Okay, yeah.
True.
People saying that sound
Yeah.
like
Like, isn't
sound like
COD's
mental
name that's coming
gymnastics.
out this year still hasn't been decided, and it's what, fucking August? There's no way they have the name for the next
Yeah.
game already. Not
Yeah,
Yeah,
even.
that's
nah. That's a good point. I was about to ask: is there any kind of verification if it is alpha or if it isn't? And I guess you just kind of what you said. Yeah, you answered my question. Okay, that's perfect.
The GT2 RS is a new car, wouldn't have been in a Heat
Good.
alpha.
Really?
Oh,
was
yeah.
the GT2 RS even out
True.
in 2017?
Well, actually,
I
no,
don't
it
know.
was because it was the cover
Uh,
car for Forza 7, wasn't it? Yeah, it was brand new. Okay, but like, still, there are other things to make it
Yeah, there's
seem
a
as
lot
though
of
it's
things.
not
Driver
an
model.
alpha.
No,
thing.
mate, GT2 came out in 2019.
Oh, really? Wait, what?
Yeah, it's the face. Oh, the facelifted model. Yeah, Cam's right. Yeah.
The facelift.
It's
Oh,
2018,
okay.
2018,
Yeah.
it's saying, yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, okay then. Okay.
Was it going further back? No, it's going
Right.
further back. Well, regardless,
Also-
it wouldn't be in the game that early.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it
true.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think someone said they always like work from older games anyway, so they're gonna have same stuff like the number plate, the UI, and other things. And the map is completely different. I have seen some idiots on the internet like do some mental gymnastics over over how it's Heat, but it doesn't make any sense, especially with the timing and aesthetic and the car.
Olympian fucking mongoloids is what they are. Olympian
Yeah.
mongoloids and mental gymnastics. Don't worry about it.
True.
Yeah. So about this alpha, if anyone doesn't feel bothered to watch it, because that's how I felt watching it. We use a lot of over exaggerated tire smoke, probably for testing, light trails, air currents from the spoiler, from the body lines of the car. There's either brake to drift is more emphasized, or it's at least present. Again, there's a lot of assets borrowed from Heat, but it's an early build. But, that's just how game development is. Payback had assets from 2015. Heat had assets from Payback, etc. It's just how it is. The map, it seems to be, at least in the small test area, there's a lot of jumps and smashable billboards and stuff like that. It reminds me of Most Wanted 2012. I wouldn't quite say it's extreme enough to be like Burnout.
Actually, wait. To be fair, that map could just be like a test map.
Yeah,
Like the actual
yeah.
game itself, like physics, like how it takes a jump, how it takes off road.
Yes, that's true.
Like, it's
That's
way too early, literally, to say anything.
anything. Yeah.
Like,
I'm
literally
gonna get into that.
anything, like- Boys, just chill and we'll wait. We'll wait as we always have in hibernation for the next Need for Speed to invigorate us or smash us back into the fucking ground. Who knows?
Yeah,
We don't
we'll
know.
find out then.
We'll
The handling,
find out.
the handling does actually look more polished. Like, it doesn't look like it's completely broken. But again, everything is so early.
Though.
Say what?
Heaps was pretty good, all things considered. To be fair.
No, but wasn't there a bit of clipping on the ground still or something like that?
Oh,
I
that's
don't quite remember, but
I think it's
You're
too early
probably
to
right.
do any of that. But I'm just
It's
past it.
way too early.
Yeah.
To be
So
fair,
true.
you could say something, but you could always preface it with like, "This is a year before release. Who knows
Yeah.
what could happen in like 12 months or more? Like it could
Yeah.
be fucked now, but bang, they fix it like tomorrow or like a month from now. Who knows? It's real hard
I
to
mean,
say.
They are not gonna like. If you guys think they're gonna like take advice from what we want in
Oh,
an
no, it's
underground
definitely
illegal
not
street
the
racing
case.
game,
Oh,
that's
no.
absolutely not
Oh,
gonna be
no,
the
no.
case. It might be a serviceable game, but bring on
Uh.
fucking Horizon 5, man. Fuck me.
But honestly, bring on good racing games. Just give me good shit in my
Yeah.
hand, please.
Give me
I
Dirt,
don't
give me
care what it
Forza.
is.
Like this is just gonna be some like I didn't even like Most Wanted 2012 in my opinion. Where like it wasn't extreme enough to be a Burnout game, and it wasn't Need for Speedy enough to be a Need for Speed game. It was just a weird fucking like. It was just weird. It was
It's like
in
the,
my opinion, not good. Even the multiplayer,
Yeah.
like, okay, if you wanted some casual fun, it was all right. But from a competitive standpoint, it was shit. It was awful. So I'm not really that looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
this
most
alpha
wanted-
has just reaffirmed what I thought before about Need for Speed just going down the shitter.
Yeah.
I'll
Most
give it
was
up
the
for next time.
2012, the way
Oh,
you
okay.
said it wasn't Need for Speed enough to be Need for Speed or wasn't Burnout enough to be Burnout, it was like the whole idea of what people say we're like neutral is the true evil. It's worse than picking bad or good. It's
Bruh,
like they didn't
true.
pick anything, and it was like pretty. I'm pretty on. I'm literally an on Most Wanted 2012. The multiplayer was kind of fire, but like I'm pretty Like yeah, I kind of feel that was the whole thing. They didn't pick any. They didn't pick something to really focus on, like one area. They kind of divided into halves or quarters, and
Yeah,
we got that.
That's
Do
true.
you think that could
Good
be-
or bad, we got that. Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you think that is because the whole community is divided, like, on so many things?
I don't really
I don't
think
think
so.
they're
You
that
see,
divided, to be
No,
I
honest.
have
really.
maybe like
To be
one
fair,
friend.
we have most of the community screaming for fucking Underground 3. Please
Yeah.
Give us
muzzle them, please.
Yeah.
Muzzle them.
I have
Like,
like 2 or 3 friends
chain them down.
that sorry, but I have like 2 or 3 friends that are really actually like they prefer the whole break to drift like Criterion style Need for Speed games, and
Fair enough.
power to them.
Like,
But
I
I
would
don't think
ask
it's
why.
like a big enough majority to where I mean, well,
I would
not
ask
majority,
why,
but
to be fair,
big
in that
enough.
regard. I want to
Yeah,
know why.
me too. But
Is it
you
more
know, people
accessible?
who do
Like,
prefer
that-
it,
That is
but, yeah, I don't
interesting to know. If break to
Yeah.
drift is more accessible, then they're trying to. Maybe it seems like they're trying to go for a larger
I
crowd
don't
than
know.
the majority of the fans. But who fucking knows? We haven't gotten any
Yeah.
word about anything. It's a speculation. We're just fucking chatting shit.
Yeah,
Who
and I was
knows?
going to mention that games have the potential to change a lot in alpha. Like if you look at Most Wanted 2012's alpha, and then like what it ended up being, right?
yeah.
Now that's not saying that that's what's going to happen here, but it's worth mentioning.
Shout
that
out
it's
Speedy Hop.
possible. Yeah.
I don't know. The intentions from what happened, obviously in the story and tone change, whatever, but I can't see things like the billboards, jumps,
Ugh.
No.
play areas.
I mean,
I can't see
it would be super nice. Like, imagine if like we had a game studio that listened fully properly. Imagine if they put the resources that they did for like making billboards and everything. Instead, we had stuff more in line with Need for Speed, like car meets, like where you can actually get out of your car. And,
I'm done living in Fantasyland. Like it's just
Yeah,
fucking
too much
draining.
sense, man.
We've been
Thanks,
asking for
yeah.
that for like
It
a
is
generation.
draining.
bro. I'm
100%
done.
so
I'm
draining.
done. Like trying to like think like, oh yeah, imagine if this, that, and the other. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
like
gonna happen.
like Cam, you're being positive with no backing, so it's like you're just being positive for the fuck of it. But
Yeah,
there's
like
nothing
you just
coming.
there's what
And
like put that
the thing
energy
is-
into some other thing that's gonna actually
or you
make
don't
a difference
know
and
if anything
change.
is
Do you know
going to
what I mean?
come, so you're just sitting
There's
there.
developers out there like Dirt. Their community teams, they actually talk to the people that make
Yeah,
like,
Cam,
who play their games and actually like listen. It's like
I
why
didn't
are
message it to
you
the
talking to a wall, bro?
I didn't message
Yeah.
it some of the group chats, but I had a conversation with the Tekken creator about like what he ranks the soundtracks like a day ago. Like other communities, their devs and creators will literally talk about the most random shit, like what do you like more, pork or chicken? Like they'll just do that. But we get literally not even the baseline.
We have to like
bar.
we have to fucking wait for this Heat Plus mod, which is literally the same. Is the same as what we've had in all the other games. Like you can do this shit in 2015. Everyone
Yeah,
get gas for no reason. It's just shit. Like, nah, I'm not on it.
It's
I'm
just
not on
pain. It's pain.
I'm not
It's
on
pain
it.
regardless.
It
It's
is pain.
We're on
I'm past it
pain.
all.
We're on
It
pain
definitely
time.
is.
It's hell.
Pain.
I used to be
Being
of the
fine.
mindset that Most Wanted in 2005 was overrated, and everyone, you know, if it really released this, that, and the other. I don't think that shit anymore. I don't.
Yeah,
I genuinely don't.
I think it slightly is overrated. I'll be honest. I don't think I don't think it's a
Yeah, the
complete
rose tinted
masterpiece.
glasses of
But-
nostalgia does that to you.
But like every
But I've
single
played
part of
through
it
recently.
works.
I don't think
Yeah,
it
It
yeah.
is.
works.
No, yeah, Cam. Me and you always talk about this, how we keep playing through the old Need for Speeds repeatedly in like recent times.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not even saying it doesn't need things like auto log, whatever,
yeah, no, you
free
can't
roam,
ignore
etc.,
those.
etc.
But
But
contemporary,
like,
it's
if they
amazing.
re-released it when put those little things in, I don't see any like I don't. You don't need a remake for that game. for it
Most
to be
Wanted
not even just
05
fucking A.
had
Think about
PvP
that
in it
name
on the
alone.
360 version and like maybe
Yeah,
in the PC.
yeah.
And
So,
for
like,
the
it
wider
had
audience,
PvP
think
and
about
he
that
doesn't.
name alone. I know for a fact
Oh,
my
it's
boys
fun.
who don't give a fuck about racing games would buy that game and play it with me for no
I like
reason.
even
shows
just
how well
off
they
the
make
dome,
Most
even just
Wanted.
off the dome, yeah. Like that game has more race modes, it has more pursuit objectives, it has more progression and better progression. Even if it doesn't have a bigger car list, like
Car
it goes
list
on
isn't-
and on.
I don't
and
find it
on,
that
like,
important.
and a car list is that's like
Not
that's a
that
time
deep.
capsule of the time. So like
Yeah.
every single game that was an arcade race, I had around those amount of cars. So I think that's a bit unfair to like critique it on.
Yeah,
but like,
single it out on
yeah.
that. It's a
You
contemporary.
compare
thing.
it to the modern day, like they just don't give.
We
They're
don't
just doing
judge
some
it by
bullshit.
modern day standards. We judge it by those times. By those times, a lot of those games they did things that no other racing game did. That's what makes
But
it
it
quite
does things
special.
better than the modern ones do, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. In that regard,
Like
of course,
loads.
and that,
Like the
hurts.
police are better because you know that you're not gonna fucking just get half your damage bar taken off you.
Yeah,
Yeah, but scraping by them, and
No,
like how
not even
in
that.
Heat you
Or
can't
you're gonna
fight
clip
back.
into the fucking ceiling. Like, it's
Boys,
not gonna happen.
I can give you 3 examples in the modern era. It's not going to be like Heat where you lose half your health bar. It's not going to be like Payback where they weren't even really in the game except for specific moments. And it's not going to be like 2015 when who the fuck is even driving those cars? They can't keep up with you at all. Those AI were fucked. Like,
Yeah.
the last 3 Need for Speeds have been pretty fucking scuffed with cops. Pretty scuffed.
That's true.
Well, in different ways. That's why it's surprising. In different ways.
Yeah,
they've
like
been
aggressive
scuffed.
police isn't good police in Heat.
Yeah,
You see,
overtly
like,
Just because they're aggressive
Oh.
doesn't mean they're good.
Yeah, well, one thing I was
overtly.
gonna
Like,
say,
imagine that in the hands of like a normal consumer. They're gonna fucking hate that.
they are.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
hate
like,
it.
oh.
And we're cunts who grind this shit.
Look at Most Wanted. Like the cops in Most Wanted at their core really aren't aggressive, but their strength is in numbers. Like you'll have like
Yeah,
Oh,
you get
that's-
swarmed. You
It's-
get swarmed, and then
Bro,
it's you
the
gotta-
way Underground
think about
5
it.
cops is like they rubber band immediately to you within a certain gap from you. But when they start getting more and more, then the tactics of the AI start coming in, like trying to box you in. I like that.
yeah.
like-
yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
I was gonna say a lot of people
Strategy.
consider Rivals cops to be the best in the series, but I just don't get it. You know, it's
They're
just
a little
overly
scuffed.
aggressive,
They're a
little
they're a
fake
bit
magical
scuffed in a lot of
shockwave
situations.
thing. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't even understand. Like
yeah, some
why
very scuffed.
I
cops are
don't
using
think people
sorcery.
know what good police are, you know.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
Like,
okay,
I don't think they've
okay.
experienced it in so long they've forgot what it is. Like,
yeah.
yeah, it's like they should be a tactical thing, really. But
To be
Yeah,
fair,
and-
when it comes to like the good cops, I'd say in a modern day racer, there should be even a kind of worry to even get into a police chase.
There
Unless
should
you're
be.
Nightclub
going, like,
LA, but just a little bit toned down would be good.
yeah, that you can't
Without all
worry
of
to
the,
get
you
a
know,
police
like
chase.
pursuit breakers and shit. Like at the
Yeah.
very basics.
Mhm.
Yeah, Midnight Club LA's police, like they're like it's so weird. Like they're really easy but really hard at the same time. If you're on the freeway, you can fucking dust them, but like if you're on the city streets, they'll just keep coming after
They'll
you,
just keep
and like you
going.
can
Yeah,
get
they don't
busted
stop.
I like
if you
that.
get stopped instantly.
Like,
Yeah,
if they made it where the AI was stronger, say in like certain specific areas of the map, so it's like they can't encourage you to escape them in other areas, something like
I
that.
actually
Yeah.
have a question.
Yeah, go
I have a
ahead.
question. For racing games, let's say post 2010, what's the game with the best police?
Post 2010, best police.
Yeah,
This is, we may have decent police.
bit of a thinky,
compared to-
bit of a thinker.
I mean, I can only think of the Need for Speed games, and the one that comes to mind is actually probably Rivals.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
Oh,
if you
really?
really
I'm being
want
honest,
to think
I-
about, I'll probably say
mm,
rifles.
Oh,
I prefer Heat to Rivals, just because the ones in Heat don't use black magic and sorcery on you, and shockwave and
Yeah.
the thing is,
all that stuff.
You can
I
actually
get
defend
that.
yourself in Rivals, as where you can't defend yourself in Heat.
That's true.
That's the
yeah,
reason why I
like
say
the
No,
lack
that's
of
my point. You can't do anything to when they do that shit to you in Heat. You can't have to take it like a bitch.
You
Yeah.
see, the thing
there's
is,
no
right?
Counterplay. There's no counterplay. That's the point.
Making cops harder doesn't actually make them better, and I think that's something that's really important because
No, you have to balance like the idea of what is fair and
Yeah.
what is hard.
and
like,
also
in
what is
Heat-
fun.
in
Like,
Heat
what
to
will the
Rivals-
player want to do? Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I think the cops in Heat are both too easy and too difficult at the same time. When you're in a fast car, you just keep driving. Just get on the highway, just drive fast enough, and they can't keep up. Or drive over a jump,
Yeah.
and the cops instantly just destroy themselves. But if you
Hit
let
fucking
them
strokes,
scrape
man.
by you, it takes away half your health. And that's
I-
just not fun. No one wants, like, when people want to get into a cop chase in a racing game, I'm almost at least 50% sure a number of them are going to want to smash back or fight back or
No,
smash
I'm
into
not
the
even gonna
cops.
give you 50%.
Or something like
I'll
that.
give you literally all of the fucking normal fans, the first day fans that just picked this game up to try. They're gonna
Yeah.
want to smash into the fuckers, and then they're
Yeah.
gonna lose half their health again in total
Bro,
because they just lost
you know
half
what
their
that
health
reminds
from a swipe.
You know what that reminds
Feel
me of?
bad.
Yeah, well,
You know, for how fucking dog ass fucking Need for Speed Payback was, and how the game had no free roam cops. When you got into a cop chase, like one of those like cop chases, and you had swarms of cops around you, and you were smashing into them, and you were taking them out left, right, and center. That was fun as fuck. It just sucks that it wasn't free roam.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's just like it's only
That was actually really fun.
encapsulated to that moment in time. It's like, fuck, mate. You can do this right, but you can't have it in the actual right that we want. It's like, oh, what the fuck is happening?
You know, actually,
it's stupid shit like that is why I can't like predict what's gonna happen with Need for Speed. It's such a wild card at this point. Like they'll probably get a few things
We
right.
all know it. The next one's gonna be dog shit. We all know it. Like, what are you trying to predict? We all know. The games have been dog shit for fucking 10 years, bro.
But
Here's the thing.
Let me put
It's gonna be
there's a lot of flavors of shit, but what shit is it gonna be? Who knows what
here's
kind of
the
shit
thing.
it's
Do you
gonna
really
be.
want to know that? Do you really want to know that?
I'm kind of curious.
They're gonna do a couple things really well, but then out of like they're gonna fuck something up that they probably shouldn't fuck up, just completely out of left field. That's gonna blow us all away. Like how the fuck did you fuck that up? Out of every
That's
it's always that.
It will be the handling.
Yeah.
It'll be Braid's Drift again, which is not what we don't want that.
That's why, boys, I'm gonna get it like $5 fucking off a CD key site. Hello, yeah, I'm not buying shit.
I'm
Yeah,
probably
I
not
like
going
the
to pay
shit
for it
out
to
of
be
it.
fair, because it's EA show, so it's all good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can chill.
Oh.
I can just say to them, suck my dick. I don't fucking look at your games, losers.
I didn't pay for Heat, didn't pay for Payback, did I pay for 2015? I don't know. I didn't pay for any of the DLC. I've not paid for Need for Speed game. I would literally, genuinely, yeah. Let me stop saying stuff.
No, don't say less. I'll say more. I bought Heat for $20 off a CD key site, and you know what? For an indie price, it was a good game. It lasted about a third of the time.
Yeah, like again,
to be fair,
actually-
indie games last fucking longer, mate. So who knows?
yeah. Dude, some indie games
that.
you can play for hundreds, literal hundreds,
no.
and even thousands of hours.
I've talked about this. I 100%ed into the gungeon. It took me 173 hours, I think it said on my save.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Night Runners is gonna be the god, the goat.
honestly, I have some
don't know.
suspicion. I have some suspicion.
I can't put
I'm
hope
looking
into
forward
it.
to it, man.
But let me say this: if I was to put hope into any fucking game with cars that go vroom, I don't know, dog. I hope it's that one. Let me put it that way. I hope it's that game that fucking takes
Well,
off.
even if it's like a mediocre game at its core, I'm hoping that in popularity it's big, just so other people have a look and think, oh shit, like people actually want a game in Japan with cars and customization. Like,
Do you really think they're gonna actually listen though? Most times they probably won't give a shit.
No.
Oh, no,
I
indie
can see
games,
where it comes
they
from.
will
I
listen
can
to
see
that,
where it
trust
comes
me.
from, and the idea that it shows that there's such a fucking interest in, you know, custom cars
at the
and all that,
gameplay.
where other shareholders and
Yeah.
developers will look at that and think, fuck,
Yeah, I do like it.
maybe
but
we should jump on that. Because
I'll
why do
hold
you
out
think
until it
Underground
comes out.
existed? Underground 2. It's because of fucking Fast and Furious' huge wave. They made
Yeah.
I'm backing it, bro. The aesthetic, like I don't know what the specific word for it is. What's the word I'm looking for? The fucking art direction. In
Couple.
Night
Yeah.
Runners. That's what I'm looking for.
I bet you're-
Like it actually has an art direction.
Yeah,
There's not hardly any games with Tony have a solid art direction. It actually has a proper like feeling and vibe. Anyway,
And what I
moving off
like about
topic.
it, it's a tiny
Oh.
development team.
I do say that, but it's the feeling. The feeling I like from that game. Like,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't be good or bad, they got the feeling down. No one can ever fault that.
Yeah,
So-
that's true.
Someone needs to take that and make it a fucking thing, please. Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
I've just been-
fuckies. Hey, sucky fuckies. Hey, yeah, you listening? You get on it.
I've
We'll
just
buy your
been
shit, please.
really skeptical about racing games in the indie scene for a while now. I don't know. I just I'll have to wait and see, but we'll look out for Night Runners.
Yeah, Dev, that was my idea of Night Runners. I was like, on the indie, but I'm like, oh wait, it's an indie game. It might be fire. It might be
Yeah, but
released
like
as
when you look in the past at like different indie racing games, it's kind of like one of the few genres.
Oh wait, what
I
was
feel
that
like
one that recently released
not
on the
quite-
Switch? That was fire. They got really good reviews.
But I don't think there's
Which one?
been any indie racing games on this scale, like at all.
on this
no,
level.
not on
yeah,
that
maybe.
scale, but no. Remember, you put it in there. What was that indie racing game? It was on the Switch. It was like kind of cartoony, but had like real life like specs of racing cars and shit. It had like a cop mode.
Was
as well.
that Hot Shot Racing? That
I
didn't
think it
release
might have
yet.
been. It got
No, dude, nobody knows when it's
swear
gonna come
someone-
out. There's like a big thing
someone
where a
got
lot of
their
people are
hand-
like, "What the heck's going
I
on?"
swear some people were
What's
allowed
that-
like
when's
access
Night
to it
One's
instead of
coming out?
Falcon 9.
There's no date for it yet.
Yeah, there's no date. It's an ETA type thing.
I think it's just one guy
Also-
making it, and I think he's just taking his time.
Yeah,
so,
there literally is
Yeah.
one guy.
bro, I think he said
Whatever.
there's going to be a demo at the end of the year, but
Shout out,
um,
Niner fan gaming. Go sub to that.
shout out,
shit,
shout out to the
rapist.
boys being boys.
Shout
It's,
out.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he said,
Also,
yeah, it's one person. It's one person. Literally, just one person working on that fucking
Yeah.
Niner.
What you got? Have you
Go
guys
hard,
seen?
G.
Do you remember that Car X Street game? Do you think that's gonna be decent? The one who made
No.
drifting.
No.
Oh, probably
Just
dog
being
shit as
honest
well.
here.
Isn't that the fucking
Uh,
mobile game racing thing?
Yeah,
Car
That
X.
same dev
I don't
studio.
know. They can suck meat. I don't fucking care, mate.
Okay.
Get it dog piss out my mouth.
Yeah, I wanted to say one
Mobile racing games.
a
I look
couple-
like some dickhead.
quick things back to the whole alpha leak for Need for Speed 2021. So back in 2017, before Payback came out, there was footage of someone exploring the map because they managed to glitch the kiosk demo and free roam during it. Right? This was back in
Fuck's
E3, I think. And I just remember like so excited to like find that and like look at what's going on. And I couldn't even tell because the video camera quality was really bad and you couldn't really see anything. But you know that same excitement is just not there yet, right? And granted, if this happened after Payback release, then you know I wouldn't be very excited because you know Payback is Payback. But you know the same also can be said for anything related to NFS 2015. I just remember being extremely hyped about anything.
You know, I
pertaining
will
to
say
that
about Need for
whatsoever.
Speed 2015, they did really, really well.
Yeah,
They really sold the facets of the game that made it unique, like the 5 ways to play, like the customization trailers. They really fucking sold it.
They really went in with it, yeah.
100%.
Gangster's
It's
Paradise for the launch trailer, like for
Yeah.
real. Let's go.
Obviously that. But even beyond that, not even the marketing standpoint, they really sold what made that game different and not different in the way that like you know Forza Horizon is. Actually, to be fair on that, I think we've talked about this stuff where it feels better to make Raps and Need for Speed with that livery editor than it doesn't like Forza.
Yeah, I think
And I do
actually,
agree with you. I
the,
checked it and it felt like kinda
Forza's
slightly-
rap editor is
slightly
definitely
dumber.
way more complex and has way more
And,
tools,
yeah,
and you
way
can do
more
way more
intricate.
with it. But I feel like
Need
Need
for
for
Speed,
Speed
it
is
feels
easier
rewarding.
to use.
No, it feels
I don't
rewarding
know.
in a way. Like
I guess.
to build a livery, it just feels rewarding in that game. I don't know how
Well,
to
you know,
describe it.
The
Just
thing
easier
is,
to
the
use
thing
'cause
is,
it's not as
right?
Yeah.
Like
detailed.
Horizon
That's a good
is
point, yeah.
more
It's
so about
easy.
just the driving experience, whereas Need for Speed, at least for 2015, you know, building a rap is kind of part of the whole idea of personalizing your own car, and that is a heavy theme within the game. So I think that's kind of why you know, you're in the garage and you're putting stickers and stuff on your car, and it feels more, I don't know, in tune with the game's atmosphere. I don't know. That's a possibility. Anyway, back to the whole the alpha, right? So you see, at this point, I've lost my trust entirely. I really don't care about the footage being leaked. If it happened anywhere
I don't
from
give a shit.
2014, from 2014 to early 2017, I'd be hyped out of my mind. I'd be like, you know, searching all over the internet to
Drooling on
find it.
myself, yes.
Yeah, I'd be drooling over myself.
Drooling.
But this time around, it actually felt like a chore to watch through. Like I got the link, I was like, ugh, probably gonna have to look at this, see, and talk about it in the Vermin servant. So then
We've been
it felt like a
beaten down
chore.
so much as Need for Speed fans. We've been beaten down so much.
I just
we're just
yeah, I just
so-
don't care.
Adverse to anything. It's like, fuck, who knows?
Bruh, the fucking devs that like making Need for Speed must be dominatrixes or something because we get fucking beaten.
No,
and
I don't
beaten.
see that. I really don't, CJ.
Wait, what, mate?
I'm sorry.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
Yeah, you alright?
Yeah,
You just
Yeah, I'm
want
good.
to
I'm good.
You good, my boy? What was that?
All right, sorry.
I'm just
Go ahead,
Man,
CJ.
You getting
Go
your
ahead.
ass beat by some dominatrixes, G. What's that from?
That's not exactly the
Um,
comparison I'd see. Oh man.
Yeah, in the
Well, am I
gameplay, you
wrong?
can actually hear like a soundtrack. I don't know if you've seen the actual like raw gameplays, but
Oh,
I haven't
really?
seen anything about it. I just don't give a shit.
Free
Yeah.
roam fun.
And I'll say
Weapons
this as
up.
well, right? So if the leak is real, and I mean by real, I mean it was made by Ghost or Criterion, and it wasn't like, you know, worst case scenario, it was, I don't know if you worst case scenario, just if it's possible that you know, some modders took a build of Heat. That's extremely unlikely, but whatever, right? If it's a real build, it doesn't even matter if it's Need for Speed 2021 alpha or a Heat alpha. In either situation, it shows how tone deaf either someone at EA or Ghost or Criterion is. Because someone is not getting the point.
There's a link.
Why is
there's
there
a
like
missing link somewhere?
There's so much burnout in this, but nobody wants, right? People want 100% Need for Speed and 0% burnout, right? And I'm so thankful that we haven't got a burnout game that tried to be like Need for Speed. That would have just been crushing.
No. And they overtly said it was
absolutely
kind of like
disgusting.
burnout.
Yeah, I wouldn't want Burnout to
bullshit.
come back now.
Yeah, I'm afraid they did
know,
mess it up.
absolutely no
I've
chance
thought
of EA
about
doing
that,
that,
right? I don't want it to come. Don't sully its legacy with some dog piss you're gonna release.
Yeah, I mean, to be
Leave
honest,
it.
like
Don't
deep
touch
down
it.
inside, I do
Leave it.
want a new Burnout. Like I do want it, but
But you're gonna get dog piss in your mouth. Dog,
you know,
so
if
be
if
prepared.
like Three Fields Entertainment had a lot more manpower, and then they had
And
big
money.
funding,
more backing, yeah,
Oh.
backing in a million ways,
Oh,
like
that would be
monetary stuff, like
Oh,
yeah,
man.
just more backing. Fuck, that could release some.
yeah, they
I have a
could.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you guys think, because I have a feeling a big reason this leaked is because of the Rona, because all the developers are working from home. So it's
Nah,
easier.
There's been shit leaking for a while.
Yeah, but
This wasn't
No,
even
this
new.
might
When
be
this
a wild
broke, I
thing
saw
to
it the
ask.
day before. Like there's shit been leaking for a while
but
now.
why
Yeah,
is
this
it
is true,
leaking?
this is
How?
true.
Like,
Yeah. Okay. Here's a
Who's
follow-up
leaking?
question. Here's a follow-up question. We all remember like 2015 Payback and all that. There were no leaks for that game. When we first saw something, it was after they announced it. How come with Heat
I don't
there
give
was
a
leaks?
shit, like,
How come now the fucking game's getting leaked a full year before
I don't
release?
give a shit.
What
like,
happened
why
in
that's
between
leaking.
then?
From my understanding, I think it's LP Ripper has an inside link. From my understanding,
Oh,
Oh,
okay. See that
From
was
one
that
Sunday.
answered
Yeah.
my question. I was like,
I'm
who the
calling
fuck
you
is
out.
leaking this? Like,
bro,
who
I'm out. I
within
don't
the
give a
dev
shit,
team
bro.
is-
There's a
Let's go.
spy around
I'm just
here.
a hey guy. Like
Yo,
I'm not
EA.
whatever.
Yo, EA,
I'm
listen
just
to
a
me.
laughing funny
Oh,
person.
yeah, listen to me.
Tell
You
you
got some
guys what I
fucking
know.
snakes in the grass. You got to whoever
He's got
snitched
TF2
on you,
spy in there.
execute them.
He's got a spy in there capping their intel.
Look at those
Oh,
assassins,
man.
dog. They're
Didn't
snitching on
LP
you.
Ripper have some leaks last year, like for Heat, like before?
But
But
like,
every
no,
single
no.
update, he's been tweeting all the hot pursuit shit, and yeah, that's from my understanding. I don't actually talk.
It
to
makes
him.
you look crazy though, because it makes you it overtly makes you look like you definitely have someone within that
Yeah,
dev team who's telling
think
you
so.
shit. And I wonder if there's ever been a little meeting at the table where it's like, I know it's one of you boys, so what's happening?
It's like
here?
they're all at the table, they're all pointing guns at each other.
Pretty much in the
just
Reservoir Dogs
so
ending.
confused.
Like that's what I imagine at that fucking table.
Yo,
Everyone
yeah,
trying to-
exactly. They're all
Everyone
like
trying to
bleeding
throw
out on the
everyone
floor.
else under the table. Like, no, it was him who told LP. That. Like, I can imagine that. Like,
Yeah.
that's you're leaking information to LP with the risk of losing your job. Is that fucking weird?
Yeah, well, whoever that guy is,
Yeah.
he's a pagan.
Yeah,
He's gonna lose his job
mate.
sooner or later,
You're a
whether it's now or a
dickhead.
year
What
out.
the
He's gonna lose his job, and you deserve to lose your job if you're being a fucking dickhead.
Yeah, not even
Yeah.
that. Not even gonna lose. You're gonna take your chances at any other positions. Like,
Yo, like they literally.
mate, what's wait,
LP,
wait,
no.
Imagine listening to him over him, that's like-
that Ghost Criterion team. Was it fucking
mad.
worth it, mate? Leaking information to LP.
Dude, I mean, like, if you
risking
really
your
think
career.
about it,
Not your job, your career.
the higher-ups at
Fucking worth
EA,
it.
right now, the higher-ups at EA are like, dude, we were gonna try to sell the monkeys another half Burnout, half NFS game to the loyal fans who don't realize that we've been doing this for the past, like, 11
The
years.
higher-ups probably don't
Now,
even know what's
some of
going
them
on.
might be onto us.
They're trolling on
The
themselves.
higher-ups don't have a fucking clue what's going on, man.
Yeah,
Yo.
that's true.
They're retards, cunt. Space them.
I bet
They
I
just
bet
see
they
the
have
numbers,
fucking
man.
Michael Scott as their fucking like boss, like
At
running
this
the fucking
point,
ship.
there's highly likely.
They just see the IGN numbers. IGN's gonna love the next game because it's more like
Oh, it
Burnout
is.
Watch. It's gonna get like 9s and 10s, I guarantee. I'm predicting it now. What's the date?
Yeah,
18th of
yeah.
August 2020. I've predicted
No,
it.
to be fair, I think one
E3
good thing on that
gamer
Come
is-
back,
choice.
come back. I want you
Like,
to come
no,
back to
talk-
this November
no,
next
talking
year.
about
Come back.
reviews.
Vermin 7. I predicted it. It's gonna get
Talking
9s.
about
Yeah,
reviews,
yeah.
who was it? Who was it? It was fuck, what was her name? Like Elaine or something? She was an ex-IG employee, and she snitched on everything. Like,
She did?
why? Yeah, like
I
everything.
thought
like,
you said that
yeah,
there
they've been-
wasn't paid IGN
Oh
stuff.
no, she said it for COD. She said Activision were paying
Oh.
IGN. So yeah, she said
okay.
something hard as
Cool,
fuck.
That's
pretty
And
funny.
she also
Of course they
explained.
were.
She also explained the what was it on? I think it was Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. The cons for that game was too much water.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was,
she
that's where
explained that,
comes
and it
was
was like, it's
Nah, but if you
bullshit.
actually buy a
It's
game because
bullshit,
IGN
like
gave
that.
it a 10, you're a fucking dickhead as
Yeah,
well.
no,
Yeah.
If you take anything IGN says, please kill yourself right now.
Okay,
right now.
man. Maybe
Chop,
not.
chop, chop.
Maybe not that, but
To be fair, I can
think-
word it. If you
I think
believe
we're
in
too far in
IGN,
second
cunt,
place.
you might not have a brain. You might
Yeah.
be a lobotomized patient escaped from like the crash dummy clinic who like drools on himself. Like there's something going on, dog. Like
Bro, you play League right now. What's up?
dog, life is league for me. What do you mean? Like IGN GameSpot, because was it GameSpot? Some reporter gave fucking what was it? The SpongeBob remake, right?
Oh.
The Bikini Bottom. They gave it a 2. They gave it a 2.
I give it two,
right?
and you know,
And it was because they couldn't do things that children are able to do. Fucking loser.
yeah,
Like,
he
if you
got
trust
stuck
him,
a couple
So
times.
boys, don't or let's say don't even trust. Like let's just say have a big fucking meaty grain of salt when you look at anything IGN GameSpot, any reviewer
Or
Yeah.
based company releases. Like just because sometimes they just hire random cunts who don't even play games. That was the case with the Battle for the Bikini Bottom review. They hired
Yeah.
someone who literally doesn't even play games.
Oh, I didn't know
yeah.
that.
That was why they
said-
struggled.
It took
They
him.
couldn't even beat the game. They couldn't beat the game. They
It took him
literally
like
said
20 hours. They said that gameplay wise, that's how much they played. They played 20 hours. It's like a
He didn't
6-hour
finish it.
game for kids.
Yeah, he didn't finish it.
It's like a 6 to 8 hour.
He didn't finish the game. He couldn't do it.
He couldn't
Shit.
finish it. Yeah,
Fucking
I thought that
loser.
was hilarious.
I finished that game
Man.
when I was like 4.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
I mean,
you
like, again,
suck.
it's a kids game. Either way, I have a question. So, how important is it for a game to stick to its own concepts than rather always borrowing from other games, i.e., Need for Speed borrowing from Burnout?
Rob them.
The most
shits.
important.
Rob them. Gunpoint.
Most important is
Cannibalize
coming your
their
own.
corpses and make some
Yeah.
fire, please. I don't care
Each
how
game-
it's done. Give me fire.
I think
I
games
think it
should have.
depends.
I think games should really kind of strive to focus on their own identity, while obviously taking concepts that have worked from other games. For example, with Need for Speed, there's some things from Forza, there's some things from The Crew that I would like to see implemented into Need for Speed, but not just straight ripped off, but more so repackaged in a way into its own
Its own
thing
thing.
to help-
It has to be
to help
suitable.
serve the Need for Speed. Yeah, exactly. Like for example, with Forza, I'd love to see like a race editor, kind of maybe like Forza, or maybe like when you're in the decals
Or
when you're searching.
either a ranked mode similar to Forza, or even a live service in a similar
Yeah,
vein. Yeah,
I
and I
don't know,
guess
is that really taken from other games? Because that shit's been around for years.
that's true.
But
Yeah, that's
is
not really.
Forza wasn't the first person to do a fucking.
And to be fair, we've
True.
talked about this. That
Like
like,
decal editor.
nothing is really original.
Yeah, at this point.
And there's
Um,
a lot of things where it's very really chained as something that's like critical to like the origin identity of a thing. So it's like
mhm.
if it's not, and even if it is, cannibalize the fuck out of it, rip it off, steal the
Yeah.
shit. Who cares? If it makes good games, doesn't matter.
You know,
Never.
I guess the other question
I
is
don't
when
care
is
at this
it
point. I don't
when
care.
is it appropriate for a game to borrow other elements? And you know,
Every-
when I think about this,
All the time.
The Crew, when it came out, a lot of people got hooked on it, and myself included. The first
Me,
The Crew, because of the customization and stuff like that, because we've been missing that from Need for Speed for a while, right? 2015 obviously came out a year later than The Crew, and I thought that was an element that was borrowed, kind of, sort of, but it was done really well. Because you know, it still suited the whole theme of it. Because you're building like these crazy, ridiculous, you know, you can a circuit spec car to a raid spec
and
car
what I
to
love
this
about
to
the
that.
circuit
So
spec
it
cars
suits
is-
that.
If you know, you know. It's
Yeah.
not even just like customization of circuit. It's literally the like the builds that they use for like their GT5, GT3,
Yeah,
GT1,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
JGTC cars. Like it's their actual builds. That's a sick part of it as well.
That is,
It's like,
yeah.
wow, you really just took this real life shit that I have seen in clips, videos, and you just put it in a game. I really love that. Like, I
Yeah.
kind of like Gran Turismo for that aspect. They had all these old legendary motorsports cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can tell that game had actual passion. Like,
yeah, you can. But like, for Need for Speed, for example, one example of when I think a bad idea to borrow with Need for Speed taking off-road races. I don't understand it. I just don't get it. It just doesn't suit the game at all. There's so many other things and other aspects. You have to really take something from something else and then test it, see if it would make sense to add it, right? When I look at Burnout, the first few Burnout games were really about just driving fast and avoiding traffic and being, driving with precision, and then it became driving aggressively on purpose. You're driving recklessly. That's quite a bit of a difference.
And 3, they made
yeah.
it like vehicular combat.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Amazing.
That's what I mean, right?
It was it was a progression. It was a
Yeah,
progression.
and then
yeah.
in Paradise, there's a massive what's it called? Like there's a massive emphasis on stunts and jumps and finding things and exploring the map and stuff like that. And so sometimes I almost forget. Oh yeah, this is the game where that's about crashing, because I'm just so in tune with the whole stunt aspect of it, right? But you see, they took something, and maybe they didn't even borrow it from other racing games in general, but they took an idea and they tested it. Does this make sense in the world of Burnout? And then they implemented it. And I feel like they haven't done that with Need for Speed for a long time. They're just like implementing whatever the heck everyone else is doing.
Yeah, it's like the best way to say they're throwing shit at the wall and hoping something just sticks.
Yeah,
like
that's what's
they're
going
just
on.
throwing random shit and maybe something sticks. Maybe something explodes against the wall and they got skinned. Who fucking knows, mate? Like,
Yeah.
it feels like that happens a lot more. It explodes up on them.
Yeah, it does. Man, it's frustrating, but it is what it is. Yeah.
To be fair, after 2015, did they think throwing Fast and Furious, Need for Speed at the wall is gonna get us hyped, get us fired up? It got some
I don't know.
hyped. It made me scared, honestly. When I saw that reveal trailer, it made me a little afraid. Like when I saw the exploding cars and like the heist, I was like, "Oh fuck's sakes, boys, what's happening?" Oh no,
Yeah.
we're going back to the Vermin. We're going back.
I'm surprised I didn't see Payback coming a mile away. I should have been able to, but I didn't.
I
Man.
saw it and I was scared. I was literally, I actually said that. I was like slightly scared for how like this game franchise is gonna fucking turn out, and this is what
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be.
Man, it's wild. Like right after 2015, just how much hope we had, and they just killed
To
it
be
with
fair, if we
Payback.
want to
and
talk about
put it
things
in
we
the
like,
ground.
dev time might be wasted. I remember Cam, you'll see this in one of your videos, but and Nina did as well, where it's like off-road is actually quite good in Heat, but it's like from Payback to Heat. Who asked for that? Excuse
Yeah.
me, who asked for a bit of like a lot of dev, say like hypothetically a lot of dev time, because it is night and day how it feels, but it's like,
Yeah.
why, please? Like,
Oh yeah,
you
guys, please,
you're gonna put that somewhere else?
please add more SUVs and trucks and supercars to the car
Oh
list.
yeah, make the off-road even better. I better be
Need
playing
to be
Need
double
for
edition.
Dirt Rally 2 fucking next game, boys. Yeah, just get laid on me. Fuck's sakes.
Oh man, yeah.
Whoever
it's
did that,
wild.
you might need to get spaded, mate.
Yeah.
Whoever did,
So-
did the dev time on that one.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate. And, like I was thinking about this. If you had Burnout, you could have done it to borrow any elements, if at all, from Need for Speed. I think
All of
you
them.
could actually make cops work, because in Burnout 2 you had cops. You had a pursuit mode. You actually did.
Mm.
Right?
And some
they could have done
certain
something.
races, they popped up, yeah. They popped
Yeah,
up.
but and also like I thought about this, performance customization could work in Burnout, because you could make it unique with you could have like you put bull bars onto your car and now it's stronger. I think strength would be like an important aspect when you're playing Burnout.
To be
right?
fair, there was
Smashing into other
Burnout. You
cars.
could modify it to like spec towards like a certain way of driving. Like you want to drive more aggressively and take out cars. You go with this.
Yeah.
Or
Or like
wanna
you make
just
your
be
car
like a
lighter
pure
and now it's
racer.
easier to be taken out or something like that,
Yeah, like
I think
but
that
you're
would
also
be
quicker.
Yeah, or even like switching,
be like
changing
a-
boost types, or
It could be like one of those like 5 ways to play things where it's like you can gear into like you're just like the pure burnout racer. You just want to outperform everyone, or you want to like wreck everyone in the meantime while you're winning.
Yeah, like you
I
see,
think-
that would be a good, I think, a good implementation of taking something that another franchise uses, not necessarily they created, but you know what I'm saying.
So make it,
But
you
it's
make
still
it
suitable.
practical,
You make it
practical,
suitable,
and
right?
it fits to your game. Yeah, it fits
Like
to the
what
game.
what wouldn't be suitable is if you're playing Burnout and then you have real cars, like real life licensed cars, and it's a street racing game.
To be fair,
that's
there's
not what Burnout
three
is.
words. There's 3 words you have to ask when in that circumstance with like any racing game or anything in that regard. Does this work? Does this fit?
Yeah,
That's it.
and
Like
Need for Speed hasn't
you
been
could
doing
put
that for a long time.
customization inside of Burnout where you gear towards how you want to play. Like, do you want to be more of the to say Burnout 3 takedown era where you're just taking everyone out? Burnout 2 where you say you're driving aggressively like on the oncoming lane, weaving in
Yep.
between cars, but you're not really focusing on the takedown aspect, or you're
Yep.
just pure racing. Where fuck
Yeah,
all
you
in,
see,
I'm just be quicker.
that's basically the choice between stunt, speed, and aggression boost in Burnout.
Yeah,
so
so you
that
got three-
exists
you got,
already
like, the-
to an extent.
You got like the triangle of how you can play that.
You got,
game.
like,
If
the
you could,
old
you
style-
could easily get customization
Yeah,
easily.
you could, but right again, the main point here is does it fit, and how can you take something and make it fit? And that's again what Need for Speed just has.
Yeah, adaptation. They don't do. Need for Speed doesn't do the adaptation part of it too
Yeah.
well.
Now, let me ask you. This is just off the top of my head. Do you think development time is doing anything with these low quality Need for Speed games? Because it's still
Crunchy
surprising to me
boys.
that you know, in the kind of the black box era, we had games coming out every year and they were still great. And I understand that some of them they had half the dev team split off and then work on the next one for 2 years. So that still kind of confuses me. Like I thought with more time we would really see something special happening, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
It's a pain.
Probably a bit. It's probably a bit of both, honestly. Because
Yeah.
if you spend too much time on a piece of work, it's gonna turn out crap. Because then you'll be keeping on like trying to edit it until you just never.
Yeah, you can
finish it.
you can easily fuck something up by working on it too much. Like
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
sure that the
Oh,
case
man,
with Need for
that-
Speed
we
has
probably-
nothing to do with them spending too much time on the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Surely we put these chunks and crunch again. Get back in the grinder, you dickhead. Chop
I don't
chop.
have a clue what they're doing.
Oh my god.
I think it sounds like Anthem development would spend a few years just
Like, what,
thinking what to do.
six collective years, and we still don't have a handling model that's good. They just don't have a clue, bro. And Horizon's made every 2 years. They don't have a clue what they're doing.
Some
Yeah.
complaints in it. That's all I can say.
And to be fair, even though everything else is important in racing, it always boils down to how the car fucking handles.
Like, I just want you to remind you, this is the same.
2015's the
This is
exception.
the same
to the
group
rule.
of people that in Payback were like, "Wait, online free roam isn't ready. Let's just not include it." Like,
Oh, no,
think about that.
No,
Think
yeah,
about
we
that.
can
And then
make up-
in Heat,
Oh, man.
when everyone clearly didn't like it with online freedom, they did the same thing with PvP. This is the same. Like, they don't know.
Yeah,
They
I was
genuinely
about to
have
say,
no clue what they're doing.
Does it really have to be either
recent
or?
in Payback with PvP with Heat?
Just put it in and then sort it out afterwards. Like, what's the problem? They don't have a clue what
I
they're
don't
doing. They
understand.
have no clue what they're doing.
I mean,
Yeah.
unless
I'd
like
rather
really
have a
early
sh-
on, they were like dinking around, and then they realized they didn't have enough time to implement both. Like, oh, we did it again. So which one is it, PvP or
Oh
online
yeah,
free
you
roam?
did it again. You fucked
Well, they
up
work
again.
off the other games, innit? So how is that the case?
Yeah, they tripped over the same
I don't know,
fucking
man.
step, mate. Look at you go. You just keep tripping, you dickheads. Look at you, losers.
Oh,
Just
man.
imagine
Fuck's
being in a
sake.
development studio and then 6 months in, you're like, wait, we were not gonna have enough time to put PvP in, bro. Don't you put that in at the planning stages? So what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's probably like
No, that is the
abysmal.
thing. No, literally, when you're before they'll be working on the game, they'll be literally writing down their briefs. You think PvP would have been in that brief? Fuck's sakes, mate! What's happening? We're literally living in like
man.
the cursed timeline
Is
of the racing game.
They're just being
Yeah.
tone deaf, honestly.
Yeah, it
Tone
is.
deaf.
The tone deaf part stuff. Look how they're like addressing issues, like especially in the Heat era. It's like, go retweet another one on his fucking. Come on, go retweet another one, buddy. Chop chop. Go retweet another one of photos.
Oh yeah, you know we already flamed Max at least like 6 times throughout the livelihood of this
Man, you can get
podcast. Being the
flamed again.
30th,
Look at that shit.
being the 30th anniversary of the Vermin sermon, I think it's
Yeah, we can flame him again.
Like I have not remembered being involved in a community where the community manager for a game has ever been this dreadful at their job.
Fucking on. I've been in a lot of gaming
just
communities.
gonna
It's
say it.
never been like this. Like
I just
maybe
don't
there'll be a
understand.
little. No, here's the thing. In other gaming communities, they might be tone deaf in replying on why something is something, but they
Yeah.
still reply. That's
They
the
still
point.
reply.
They don't reply on shit. Fucking never speak.
Yeah,
It's
instead we
only
get.
Nipsey's thing that actually replies to people on Twitter or something like
Fucking
that.
Holy.
I don't know. It's,
Well, they
it's
Spaniard
so
cunts
annoying
doing.
that it's like
Take
both
over
It's definitely not.
the
definitely not
game
active
development
enough
is not
community.
going where it should be with Need for Speed, but also our one link to the developers, the community manager, isn't doing his job as well.
He's
in my
very
opinion.
drooling. He's
inactive.
drooling on himself with his fucking crash helmet and his helper next to him. The disabled kid in the class is what that fucking is, mate. That's what that is. Fuck.
Okay.
Hey,
Man.
to be fair, I didn't go on this hard like the other times we flamed them. But
Yep.
God, going back to like fighting game communities and having literal random talks about like what food you like the most or some shit with the literal not developers but the creators of these series, it makes
Yeah.
NFS look so much worse. It's like,
It does.
dog, they can literally answer what they like more, waffles or pancakes, and you can't even answer a critical question about how the fuck Xbox One people get past the loading screen.
Oh yeah, isn't
Like,
that's
that's
still an
a-
issue, isn't it?
We still don't know how to fix it.
Bro, that's literally
not Max's
It's
fault,
actually game
Yeah,
breaking.
no, that's not his.
that's not
that's
Science
not his
still has
fault.
yet to
That's not
figure
his
it out.
fault, But he's meant to take. To be fair, that's a way bigger fucking issue. Definitely.
That's not
right?
Max's problem. I think
That's true.
I don't know. I think just because Max is new and he's been put in right at the deep end, might have something
he's
to
been-
do with
oh,
it.
yeah.
But it could also have something to
'Cause-
do with the fact that the series just isn't in a good place.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I mean,
that's
honestly-
the main thing. It always boils down.
I don't
to
know how
series.
anyone would make this situation better. You can't as a community
True,
manager.
'cause
No,
I was
you
also
can't.
all you do
thinking
as a
about
community
this.
manager is pass
No,
pass the information on, innit?
I've said this
Yeah,
in like the one
I
of the
was-
old Vermin sermons. I feel
Yeah.
bad for Max because he's like the fucker who got put in front of the firing squad that is this community because the game's handled so shittily.
Yeah,
I
it's-
feel
it's
kind of
also-
bad in that regard.
Entirely possible that he's only allowed to say certain limited things.
Yeah.
And so there's just some things you just can't
Go
answer. to.
okay, Max, go bottle
my-
your boss then. Go
No,
blast
no.
him.
This is just what I'm seeing from my perspective, but yeah, I also
No,
completely
but it's not.
understand that.
He's not going to
From
be in
my
charge of the
understanding, that is exactly what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey
my
Max,
understanding,
okay.
Max,
having
hey
spoke to
Max, as community manager, go bottle the boss. Go bottle your boss, please. Fucking mate, you're getting fucked. They're literally putting you in the line of fire with no backup. Like that's what they
Yeah.
did to you with this game. Because I bet you he would have seen those tweets or like Xbox One people couldn't even get past the loading screen. He's thinking, "Fuck, mate, this is what I'm the community manager for. Look at this fucking product, mate.
Man.
Who am I working
Yeah.
for?
Yeah,
Dumbasses."
that is the case, but just from like an outsider's perspective, it just seemed like he wasn't listening at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
But again, that might
Well,
not be
yeah,
reality.
can
so-
someone just bomb EA? Yeah, chop, bring C4 around. Like, just get it over with. Like, look at this shit.
Yeah. I honestly like Cam, I know you really
See,
enjoy
for me,
Forza and
no,
there's
no.
nothing wrong with that at all, but like other than that, there's nothing that I'm really excited for with racing games at all.
Dog,
period.
online
I'm
on that
basically
game is
just, like,
rough.
I'm basically just like just waiting for other stuff of other genres. I just don't care anymore.
I mean, I only play Forza every now and then, mainly
Yeah.
just to turn my head.
Yeah,
turn my head
Horizon
off
4,
and just
bro,
drive around,
the
but-
online connectivity and all
That's
that,
cool.
like, moving around, it's fucking dog, horse cock McGee, if I'm
every
being
every
honest.
so often there are
so rough.
technical issues.
So
That's-
rough. So rough. Like, I maybe it's just me getting, like, fucked in my mouth, but I'm getting, like, pretty hard fucked, like, by that game in a lot of circumstances online.
Now, a lot of people like if the UK couldn't connect unless you did that weird fix, which didn't fix it for everyone. That's when you fucked up.
Bro, when
I
people
guess.
have to make a console command to fix your fucking game, oh, Oh, that's not a good look, dog. That's not a good look.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, like
Oh.
there are some things with the hardcore community with Forza, like some issues
yeah.
with rivals and them banning people and stuff like that. I hope that
Yeah,
gets
to be
Yeah,
fair,
resolved.
that is a point as well we could talk on, like the hardcore sweaties, and then we have like the middle ground, and then like the
Yeah,
casual
actually,
players
yeah.
that
How
just get the game.
like how do you when you're making a game, your target demographic, should it be your casual audience or your hardcore audience?
The way I've learned from how the fighting games devs handle it. Well, there's two examples. Tekken, they focused on the hardcore audience, but they also added some factors which allow, like, like the more newer players to get in. And
Yeah.
it's performed way better compared to Street Fighter V. And that has a lot of issues, which brutally fuck over the high tier and pro players. And they the example is pro players right now in this Corona season, they're playing Street Fighter fucking 4, not 5, mate. That's a sign. Like, in Tekken, to be fair, like, 7 isn't even that bad, but they're playing 5 Dark Resurrection. Came out in 2005, not fucking 7.
Dang.
Like, there's signs when people go back to playing older versions of your game, like, at any level. Like, a competitive level is really scary to see. It's like, holy shit,
Yeah.
the top players, who, in a way, those top players that compete, they're also like an advertisement. Like, if people outside of the game, or they just see this amazing, comeback story or whatever, they want to play the game. That's a lot of reason why Street Fighter V sold. They saw Torpedo's inhuman comeback story from winding up in losers bracket in like top 200 and then winning grand final, going all the way through losers bracket, like shit like that, that in that period, in that month that he won that Evo tournament.
Yeah.
Was the most that the game has sold, like, in general. Not even just within a month period, in general. It sold, like, double the amount it did at release.
Yeah, dang.
Like, their advertisement, when they go back to playing an old game, that's not a good look. Imagine if,
That's not a
we'd,
good sign.
say, Forza Esports and we went back to Horizon 1. That's a bad look,
Yeah,
too.
that would be. Yeah.
Or 2, or 3, either one.
When I think about it, I don't really see Need for Speed really, I guess going for their hardcore audience, other than
No.
either Hot Pursuit 2010 from like the old school Need for Speed fans, although that might have just been, it's been a while, so let's bring that back.
I talked to my
and
dad
also
recently.
2015. 20 possibly
But
2015.
it's on the Chameleon engine, and that's like a derivative of the Burnout.
Red
Yeah,
Master.
the Chameleon.
It was just
Yeah,
easy
true.
to push out, is what I think.
Yeah,
I was
Chameleon
talking
is
to my dad
basically it.
recently about Hot Pursuit 2, how it's an absolute fire game. Yeah, because what was it? Didn't EA Black Box develop
PS2.
Seattle did the
Seattle
PC
developed the PC.
Seattle did the
version.
PC
Black
and
Box.
Black Box.
Yeah.
Black Box did PS2.
Yeah, because me and my dad were talking about it, and I just remember that little fact. I was like, oh yeah, shit. And there was a difference too.
Yeah, but like you see, with when Underground came out, there was no hardcore audience for Underground Illegal Street.
Bro, they got
Racing.
everyone. They
It
got
was
everyone.
it was
Oh, yeah,
Fast
yeah,
and
yeah.
Furious and the
Tonight when
Times.
I was out. I was talking to my boys when I was out, and like the days that when we were 3 years old or whatever, and first got a console when we played Underground 2, everyone just did it. Like everyone.
Yeah, but they weren't
It's
necessarily
crazy.
appealing to a hardcore audience. I guess they're kind of either they're both following a trend and also just trying to keep up with
yeah.
what's
I don't
new.
know. I think what you're talking
But-
about is a bit different as well, because I would still class myself as a pretty hardcore Forza fan, even though I'm not doing like rivals and shit.
Yeah,
But I think Trackmania is a very good example of if you cater to your fan base, then and make your game,
You get gold. Holy shit.
you'll be fine.
You are
Yeah,
definitely going for a very specific audience in Jackmania. Very
Sure,
specific.
yeah.
And
Holy
but
shit.
they made the games for them, and they haven't even really changed much. But like, how many years on now? Everything's still going well.
Yep.
Still got everything going. So
Yeah.
To be fair,
And with,
that is the hardcore community for you, because in Street Fighter, there's still cunts playing Street Fighter 2, which released in 1981 at a pro level. Still people doing it.
that's a little
Like, if
ridiculous.
a game is good enough, people will just stick to it.
Stick to it, yeah.
Yeah, because, for whatever reason, maybe the next game isn't as good or whatever, they just stick to it. Like, there's a lot of those games out there.
That's completely true.
That's just-
And
yeah,
with
it's
Need
wild
for
to think,
Speed,
though.
I think 2015 was one of their very few attempts to actually like what do the people actually want, right? and maybe that wasn't even the dev studio. Maybe that's a higher up at EA. Maybe it's somebody else. Who knows, right?
I don't care who
I don't
it
really
was.
know
I
who- what
shot
it
my
was.
G. Is all I'm gonna say. Shot my G.
Yeah,
That's what I'm gonna
but
say.
then immediately after that, they're just like, okay, how do we just bring in more of the casual audience and with payback?
Yeah, and then the shot
Oh my
goes
gosh.
away.
Like,
And then it's
everything-
shoot yourself.
It's just so surprising. It's both really surprising and also not surprising at the same time. It's really surprising to just think about. We went from 2015 to this, but then it's also not surprising because we already had payback, right? And it's just like, I don't know, man.
To be fair, that
It's
was
wild.
my surprise was when Payback's reveal trailer came out, and then I wasn't surprised after like everything started happening.
Yeah.
I saw the writing on the wall, but I didn't want to agree. I was like, I just wish I didn't have to see that.
Yeah, but
Wish I
even
did.
if they think that they're following what their core audience wants, they're probably wrong somewhere in there. At this point, I have so little hope for it. I feel like, oh yeah, this is what the core audience wants, and then it's another Most Wanted 2012. Like I feel like that is the level of tone deaf we're at right now. And yeah, I know people do like Most Wanted 2012. I know CJ, I know you're a fan of that, right? But I'm like, when you look at the grand scheme of things, the core fan base, not only that, but it's also just divided. I feel like basically at this point, the wisest thing to do is have no hopes for Need for Speed and just look at it after it comes out, try it out at like a friend's house if possible, get it on sale.
Or
Just
get
like
it
from now on.
some very illegal, legal, not illegal, definitely fit girl sites.
I'm
Go
not
try
gonna
it, Vita.
support that, but you know what? Whatever. All right, I don't
Sam,
have to know
I
what you do in your
said
free
that-
time.
You do you.
Dog,
You do
dog,
you.
they supported me when I got payback. I already did shit the fuck up. I'm not paying any money for that. What the fuck do you mean, man? I just
Yeah.
tried it just to like
Just
play
to test
it. I
it out.
never did. And yeah, so it was 2019, near the end of the year, and yeah, I was like, I had my expectations like buried in the ground, like you know, next to the hopes and dreams of Need for Speed fans and all that shit.
Yeah.
And it kind of lived up to like being buried in the ground. It was like,
Yeah.
it's almost like to a level of apathy where like I didn't even play the game. I don't remember anything in the game, and I
Yeah.
played it only a few months ago. I don't remember anything in the story past when Tyler's house went kaboom. I don't remember anything.
Yeah. I think in general, it's the worst case scenario when your fans feel apathy. Because if
'cause
they're
they don't
angry,
care
at
either
least they
way.
care, you know?
Yeah, they're still speaking about it, and then maybe someone will find it and be like, why the fuck are they talking so negatively? Find it, and then they might want
I mean,
With
that is what
like,
happened with Rivals to
nothing
2015.
gets said, nothing gets done, and it's just fucking apathy and with the
Yeah.
game. You don't care what happened, and you don't do anything about like saying you don't care. So, it's, like I said, when my boy asked me, like, I think I realized Heat's like marketing was like absolute pure dog piss when my boy asked me, "Yo, when's that new Need for Speed coming out?"
Yeah.
It's been out. It was like December, nearly January. It's been out for like a month or two, mate. You just didn't fucking hear it. And he's like, "Oh, why didn't I see any like promotion from it?" They didn't do any, mate. That's the thing. That's the point. They didn't do any.
Oh,
Don't worry
man.
about it. You didn't miss too
That's
much.
big.
Honest, the past couple months I've been really surprised to see just how many people got heat. My friend was telling me, my friend Derek, he was saying how his brother and all his friends, and this is like June, he was telling me how his brother and all his friends bought Need for Speed Heat and were like playing it really hard. And then I was also talking to a coworker at work, and he was telling me how he was playing Need for Speed Heat and like really enjoyed it. Like I've been meeting quite people who have been buying Need for Speed.
I kind of respect
Again,
that, 'cause
if you
it's like
got it for
the
like
new-
$20,
it's like
$15,
new
$20,
audience,
you know, yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, I got my shit for I got heat for 20 buckies NZ, mate. That's like 10.
But you gotta keep in mind they charge like how much for the deluxe edition on launch?
Like 80.
And
Yeah.
most people didn't get
Oh
their
my
fucking
gosh.
and their deluxe shit. Like, what was it?
And
Rain
then
fucking-
they had a $5 car as well. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
$5.
the
And
F1,
granted,
that was-
right?
The
I'll
$5
be
was
honest
free,
here.
the performance, that's the real fucking kick.
Your mate probably bought the game for like literally a half of how much the DLC cost. Like, just think about that. It's mad.
You know, I'll be honest. I am completely fine with them charging that much just because it came with so many events and stuff. But what they should have done is release the car
bro, 'cause it's
itself,
not.
the car and customization for $2, and then the extra events and stuff bundled with it for $5, maybe. I don't know. I honestly,
It's
there
just
is some content to it.
Like, it's like paying £5 pounds for a COD skin and getting loads of stickers. Like, it's just fluff. It's not.
No, to
It
be
doesn't do
fair,
anything.
I
to me, like,
guess.
the problem with the F1 was it wasn't fluff. It was so good. That was the main issue, I think, with that car.
Yeah, and it's basically paying to win. Like they're
Yeah, 'cause
they're on
that's
that,
the
on
bigger
that
issue.
kind of like grey
To-
line
and
of
to
is it
be
paid to
fair,
win because it's the second
yeah.
fast. But you know what? I don't even doubt that they probably didn't even know it was going to be that fast. And it was
I-
just
no, I-
They
probably
probably
didn't
just
even
like
know.
put up some
Ken,
random
Ken,
numbers.
Ken, the devs are
Oh,
that
wow, it's
brainy.
nice.
They didn't even fucking know.
They probably don't know.
They
They
probably.
probably don't know the RS are still rapid.
Imagine if they made to make it so that the free car was OP and then they just fucking did that because they retards.
$5 for a fucking car is
Yeah.
stupid when
And you know what the
Yeah,
problem?
I
Yeah,
guess.
that's not fucking
Problems.
worth it all. But do you
There's
know what
no
the
excuse, man.
the biggest problem with that is? I think the biggest problem with that is just the fact that they thought they could do this and then they did it. And like they thought that was gonna really get us. they thought they
Yeah.
were gonna get us.
You know,
with
and
the $5 DLC. Fucking Christ,
the
mate,
thing that
shoot
just really
yourself.
confuses me, right? And I understand, the McLaren F1 really, it's a fantastic car, of course, held a world record for street legal, top speed, all
Yeah,
that
fun
stuff.
fact, it
History,
can't go
yeah,
up to
cool.
that speed.
But-
I can't go up to that speed. Can't go up to that
in the
speed
game,
in the game.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
woo!
one thing, that's just like out of all of the cars people are screaming at you to add that, and then
Well, I
for
mean,
the
there
free
was,
car,
plans,
F1.
there was plans to do more.
yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
like,
no,
why did they do
yeah,
those
no, We've
first?
seen the info about that.
Where are
We've
the
seen the info
priorities?
about that, yeah.
It's like if they're planning to like add like let's just say an S14 or something, you'd think that maybe they do that first, to actually get people back so that they can release the rest of the DLC instead of just picking
Yeah.
the one that probably the least underground illegal need street racing I guess focused Need for Speed.
You
fans are
got
gonna care about.
Gordon Murray's fucking monster machine, mate. Yeah, good
Yeah.
job. Look at you go.
$5 for like 3 bumpers as well, and on all of the things is just fucked.
True.
That's
You should
grim. Yeah,
know.
that's
Sorry,
not
bro.
good. That's not nice.
$5
That's not
can
nice.
suck my ass. Like
and not just that, that's
Forza, I've been
£5.
releasing
Bro,
free cars for how
bro,
long with no
bro,
microtransactions
Cam,
and
I
shit.
just realized.
You can suck my ass. $5.
I just realized that the price that DLC is, because like £5, $10 New Zealand. That is half of what I pay for the full fucking game.
Bro, you can buy Forza for that much on Game. You can go and get Forza for that much on Game Pass. Go do that instead.
It's not even Game Pass. You go to the CD key sites. I got my shit for like 25 NZ for Horizon 4.
Yeah, they
Bargains,
come in
boy.
clutch, man.
Talking about Vermin Sermon, surely one of you CD key site boys sponsor us. 'Cause I'll fuck it.
Dude,
I use
after
I use your shit a lot, so I'm down to support
after
that.
like number 47th the time you've told someone to kill themselves on this podcast, I have a feeling that it might be a little bit harder to get a sponsorship. But shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars.
I don't know, man. If Jake Paul's out there still doing his thing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
CD
Right.
key sites.
Wait,
Wait, Dev, them CD key sites are supporting fucking YouTube pedophiles. Who gives a shit? They support the Vermin, mate. It's all good.
What the heck?
No.
What?
Have you not seen like what was it? It was one specific CD key site that was. I think it might have been NFS. We're not gonna get them. They were like even past their allegations. They were still giving sponsorships to like dudes entrapped in like pedophilia cases.
So you'll definitely be okay with Soul on the podcast.
Oh yeah, they're all good. Don't worry. Soul saying that the community is a cesspool of shit. Me telling you to shoot themselves. It's all good. Don't worry
Classic,
about it.
absolute classic.
Oh man.
Cesspool of shit is iconic.
Yes, sir.
We do live COS. That's the name for your community. COS.
At this point.
Let's just call it that now, so we don't get censored by YouTube for saying bad words. I'll go completely
of
clean
course.
now. I won't say anything bad on the so. I'll go clean for like 3 seconds.
If you can.
Yeah.
All right. So, are there any last-minute thoughts anyone wants to add before we wrap it up?
Racing games are pain.
Whoa, we
That's
did
about it.
What, have we finished the podcast?
Yeah, I mean, we've been going on for about an hour. Yeah,
Yeah, we've nearly
Nice.
been like, over an hour, yeah.
it's an over
So
an
we've been
hour,
going
near an hour
crazy.
15.
That's usually how these go. It's like, oh wait, wait.
It's been an
we've gone
honor.
hour
Thank
and
you
a
for
half.
having us.
Yeah.
Oi.
Yeah.
Been an
Oh,
honor.
and thank you for coming.
Div, we can't
Remember
miss
us
it
when you're
this time.
famous.
You know what I'm talking about. Remember the last time was Cameron's on. We're not missing that this time, boys.
Well, oh yeah. All right.
We fucked that up
Please.
last time. Drop the
Okay.
ball.
Say the thing before I hit end record. You know the thing.
Ooh, hold
So,
up. I just found this
CJ.
tweet. Came out a minute ago from Night Runners. I think it's
Okay.
quite interesting because it involves
All right, let's check this out really quickly. Really quickly.
I like that wall.
What is
That
it?
wallpaper is so like Shutoku fucking racer,
Mad
like
Ting.
Tokyo Extreme
Go.
Racing shit. That is like a
Oh.
vibe. Yeah, that is a vibe.
Ooh.
Like Midnight
Yeah.
Clubbish too. That's a vibe.
Shout out to Niner.
Good shits.
getting it past
Good
That's
there.
a
shits, my
Richard.
boys.
Yeah, so for anyone who wants context, Night Runners, they were gonna make like a nice, I guess, commemoration to hitting 10K followers on Twitter, but because of Niner, they hit past that quite a bit, so they're
Hey, shout my boy
out to
Richard.
Niner.
Big ups to
dub.
Richard. Go
Huge
sub to the boys in here, CJ, CraptasticJack, StraightUpHippo, and go sub to Niner. He couldn't be here because I guess the dickhead wasn't awake in time. I don't know.
It was like
To be
6
fair, that
a.m.
was a
for him. So like,
wake up. Yes, top buddy, wake up. Vermin sermon.
oh man, yeah. You know, Estelia, I think it's funny. You're telling like them to subscribe to them. You do realize, right? The chances of there being a viewer of us not being already subscribed to them is like
Hey,
0.000001.
Nah. They only know them from the Vermin sermon. What do you mean? Come
Yeah,
on, big
sure.
yourself up, boy. We doing big things. Shout out Ty Cow real quick because he's really
Oh
deep
yeah,
in
the
this.
OGs,
Shout out
Maximus
homie. We need to
Overdrive.
get. Surely we get like Maximus or Ty on one day because they're the OGs.
One of these days. Yeah.
Like, surely one day this blows up, they'll be like in the Vermin Hall of Fame. One of the OGs.
Yeah. All right. So I think that was a great episode. Thanks again, Cam and CJ.
Yep.
It makes not only like a massive difference to when we actually like people actually listen to this now.
Yeah,
like
true.
I'm not saying I don't appreciate the 4 or 5 that actually do. Of course, massive.
Oh no, I
massive
appreciate them way
appreciation.
more. What do you mean? You listen to us regardless. Shout the homies.
Yeah, but still massive help, and also just boys supporting boys. It's always a great thing to see.
Boys!
So
Boys. In the end, it's always Need for Speed being shit, Force being shit, or good or whatever. Remember, you're still with the boys, so is it really that bad?
sure, yeah.
Is it really that
for it,
bad?
yeah.
You're still with the boys.
If you pay for it, nice. All right, so
What if you're not with the boys and you're a Need for Speed fan? That's just sadness, dog. Go play another
Yeah, it is.
genre, please. I don't want to say that, but please go play another genre if you don't have the boys. It's more fun, I promise you.
Oh man. All right then. So, that'll be it for number 30, and we'll see you guys all in the next one.